A barn is not a farm. A hall is not a farm. Trailer is not a farm. Tractor is not a farm. Scourger is not a farm. Farm truck is not a farm. Auger is not a farm. Porcha is not a farm. YouTube is not a farm. Podcast is not a farm. Donated stuff is not a farm. They definitely are not a farm because IAG is not a farm. IAG is not a farm. IAG is not a farm. All right. Oh man, before I get into my reaction, I want to recognize you guys that have been active in the comment section with commentary going both ways. Keep that flowing. I do want to recognize you heavy Tim supporters in the commentary. I hear you guys. I see you guys talking about Captain. We see you over there clapping. Some captain you are. If you were a true captain of Team Tim, you would not have forced Tim to let Megan sit down after her hernia surgery, considering that she should have sat down even before the surgery, a long time ago. But some captain you are forcing him to let Megan sit down and rest, getting that doctor, that medically mandated rest. Some captain you are. If you were a true captain, you would have offered to step in for Megan. How dare you force Tim to pick up the slack on the farm chores, Captain? If you were the captain, you would have gone into Tim's commentary and you would have offered to fill in. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, there's no commentary. And I'm not doing like you heavy Tim writers and sending him these foolish emails, these hundreds of emails that are going ignored, unchecked, unread, and unnoticed. So I really had no recourse for forcing my coach to let Megan sit down and get her much needed rest. But I hear you guys. I hear you guys in the comments. Keep it coming, keep it flowing. But in the meantime, I digress. Welcome back to the end game, where today I'm going to be reacting to the recent IAG Farms video about addressing the siding on the siding on Emma. And I'm like, okay, well, why is it at all important to upgrade the siding on Emma, considering that no one is going to see it? No one comes to the farm. Okay. And so I'm not sure why it's important to upgrade that siding.
Home is different, and they put this little design down here, and it actually looks really good down here, and the front looks good as well. Like I said, I know y'all see it in the background on some of the videos, but the siding, like I said, it's kind of outdated, and we have the inside looking so good, and we're finna build this amazing porch on the front. We said, well, how about we wanted to do something on the outside.
No one is going to see it besides some FedEx workers, some UPS workers, and maybe some standard postal workers. Other than them, no one's going to see it. And I think it's going to be hard for them to get past the sight of the heaps, the mounds of trash, the mounds, the hoarding. Hard for them to get past that trailer full of trash to be able to behold the beauty, the new beauty of Emma. And so at this point, it appears as though upgrading that siding to try to beautify Emma would be a non-issue, but you are my coach. And as such, I'm going to react to that recent video here. Early in the video, Tim was walking the siding contractor around the mobile home because he's collecting a quote or collecting quotes for getting the siding replaced or torn down or what have you. He's showing off some of his handiwork around Emma. He points out to the contractor that he installed the gutters himself, even though there's footage of little Timothy helping him out. Tim, he felt the need to take all of the credit for himself. Couldn't even spare a little bit of credit, a little bit of praise for his son. And I'm like, okay, Tim, why? I mean, everybody knows that you can't hang 70 feet of gutters by yourself. Everybody knows that, Tim. And so in that type of situation, you could have spared a little bit of praise, a little bit of credit for little Timothy. We saw him in the video footage. We saw him up on that ladder working to try to assist you. And oh, by the way, Tim, it's hard to impress a licensed contractor. And so you're showing him some of the work that you did on the outside. You're showing him some of the work that you did on the inside. But as a licensed contractor, I'm sure he was like, keep trying. Keep up the effort, Tim. Keep up the effort.
Like, we did so many things, and we really haven't done a lot of work on the outside. The main thing that we've done on the outside has been we put in gutters. We recoated the roof. Y'all remember early on in the process, we recoated the roof with a white rubberized coating just to make sure that there were no leaks or anything on the roof. And then we put on gutters to make sure that the water didn't just run down the side of the mobile home, because you know these mobile homes without eaves are bad for riding out the windows, because the water just runs right down and it finds every little crack and crevice and screw hole and everything like that. And so we put gutters, full length gutters, and that was a project. Full length gutters on the front, full length on the back. And so that's like 160 feet of gutters. And I did that whole project mainly by myself. And other than that, other than skirting and front steps, you know, prefab front steps, we haven't did a whole lot on the outside. And I did that whole project mainly by myself. And I did that whole project mainly by myself.
And how is putting up siding on Ernest the last thing that needs to be done for Ernest? Come on now, coach. Barns need walls. Tim, Ernest been crying out to you, Tim. Where my walls at, Tim?
Say, okay, we're just gonna paint it, and we're thinking about painting it the same color as we're gonna do the barn, because we're in the process of putting siding on the barn. We're about to get started on that project, and that'll be the last thing on the barn, and we'll be done with the barn with Ernest down there.
Even that defective chicken coop at Grandma Lily's house, even the defective chicken coop / rabbit hutch / barn / barndominium / trash, even that has walls, Tim. That barn be like, where my walls at? Where my walls at? Where my walls at? Where my walls at, coach? Later in the video, we're reminded by Tim that he supposedly does not do sponsorships. Even though he's been forcing the boys, and he's been wearing those hats. They've been wearing those Tractor Supply hats for at least a couple of weeks now. No sponsorships, but we're sporting those hats. We begged for those hats when we were at the Tractor Supply store or Tractor Supply location. We begged for those hats. I'm sure we finagled some type of discount on that cattle hauler, but we've been sporting these hats proudly for the camera, for the whole world to see, even though we don't do sponsorships. There's footage in this video of you dry begging the siding contractor for one of his hats, and further for one of his hoodies. Even though you don't do sponsorships, coach. Coach, in the meantime, while you're in the process of not doing sponsorships, I'm going to need you to look up the definition of sponsors or sponsorship, coach. But for those heavy Tim supporters, keep peeing on their backs, coach. I'm sure they enjoy the warmth. The rest of us, we just want the truth. Every now and then, coach, will do.
Let me size you this hat.
Okay, cool. So I appreciate it. Need another hat. Need another hat. Need another hat. Oh yeah, there you go. I love it.
I think this is large.
Yeah, my large might be a little bit too tight. I done gained a couple pounds over the years.
Let's see. It's large. You think it'd be too tight?
Yeah, it's gonna be too tight.
The extra large.
Yeah, bring the extra large.
I think we got black and blue and extra large.
Either one will work.
I got you. Y'all give us a holler if y'all need anything, and I got you locked in. I'm gonna give you a call as soon as I get something worked up.
Sounds good. I'm excited to hear about the price.
Yes, sir. And between me, you, and the ceiling fan, the price ain't right. We're gonna make it right.
There you go. All right, brother. Burn the extra log. Burn the extra log. Burn the extra log.
Later on in the video, Tim talks about how he has contractors coming out to give him a quote for removing the current siding. And I'm sorry. On this one, Coach, I'm going to have to call Tim. There's no way that you're going to have contractors do that work and give up all of that content, all of that YouTube content that will be associated with that 2 or 3 month long project. Coach, so I got to call Tim, I got to call Bull on this one. Tim, there's no way you're going to pass up on all that good content that can be gained from doing the work yourself. So I'm expecting that you're going to pick his brain for that quote. You're going to pick his brain for the man hours, for the labor, for the materials. If at all possible, you're going to try to get a material list from him like you did from Jim. But Coach, we know where this is headed. You showing us how the story begins, but we know how it ends. Yes.
So what's happening now is that we actually have some contractors coming through to give us some quotes on taking the metal siding off and putting sheathing the exterior walls. And then after they sheathe the exterior walls, they will actually go back up with some type of like concrete siding. We really hadn't decided which type of siding we would like to go with, but we're thinking about like the concrete hardy board siding and just kind of dress it up, make it look good, make it look good.
Later on, my coach, y'all's pastor, he explains to us that they're making improvements. The reason why they're making improvements to Emma is because they've decided to bunker down in Emma for the next 5 to 10 years. All right, Coach. Now, Coach, I understand that you don't do calendar years. I understand that you just go by seasons. And depending upon how you manipulate or control the seasons, then maybe you can freeze time. But during the span of 5 to 10 years, little Timothy will be a teenager. All right. They're already cramped. 3 boys cramped into that bedroom. But Coach, please, you heavy supporters, tell your pastor, please tell your pastor, you can't cram 4 boys into that space for any extended period of time, Coach. And we already know that you have plans of pushing the homeschooling out to the deck. We already know what those plans are. And so hopefully that would free up some space in the homeschool room. But you can't homeschool outside year round. So Coach, you're really going to need some more interior space. You're talking about bunkering down, but these boys are going to keep on growing. Whether you stop the calendar, whether you ignore the calendar or not, Coach, these boys are going to keep on growing. They're going to need more space, Coach.
Because we've pretty much locked in that this mobile home is going to be the living structure for this property. And once we build this deck, because let's go ahead and build this porch, we're going to bunker down here and live here, for the foreseeable future, for the next 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. And so we want to make this mobile home, we want to make Emma like home, so that we can be comfortable here, so that we can have enough space here, so we can have enough room to do everything we need to do, to grow our family, to do all those things. And like I say, by the time our boys get to be teenagers, we'll be, purchasing more land and Lord willing, building a house on that new land that'll be a little bit bigger to sustain our family. But as for now, like I say, for the next 10 years, really, we'll be good, really, because we have plenty of space. But we're going to expand our living area by building this porch on the front. And we have plenty of space, but we're going to expand our living area by building this porch on the front. And we have plenty of space, but we're going to expand our living area by building this porch on the front. And we have plenty of space, but we're going to expand our living area by building this porch on the front.
Later in the video, Tim walks the siding contractor over to Ernest because he was considering putting siding, or he's planning to put siding on Ernest as well. And the contractor, he commented that he remembers Tim building that barn years ago. And of course, he was just amazed that nothing had changed in the years since. He was like, wow, it's just as I remember it, Tim. Nothing has changed in here. It's still incomplete. And you're still calling it a barn, Mr. Tim. Come on. Come on, Coach.
I've been working on this barn for a little minute now, but I'm about done with it. Like I said, all I'm on there is siding, because that's what got me thinking about that siding, because I'm getting ready to put some siding on there. Yeah. And I said, I want them to kind of look alike. You know what I'm saying? Little barn there. Like I said, all I need to do is put some siding on there, and I'll be done with it.
What side you gonna go? The same side you saying?
I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure it all out, because I've been waiting to put the siding on there to find that perfect side.
Man, don't tell me that's the video I seen of you building that porch.
Yeah.
You was building up on this. Right here.
Yep. Because at first, when we first moved down here, we had that camper attached to it. I put a little wood stove in there.
Man, I watched you build it. That's crazy, dog.
Built it all by myself.
Looks good, man.
Yep.
Looks real good. Man, I'm glad that our paths crossed.
There you go.
Crazy,
It's the Lord's will.
Hey, how much does my coworker make?
As far as how you all are gonna do the quote for the siding and everything.
Well, this is a different scenario, seeing that we're working with a superstar now. But what we would do is, I got our siding guy, our extracurricular guy.
Okay.
You know, I brought him to the table. I got him under my wing, even though he's under the boss's say-so. So I can call him behind the scenes and be like, hey, we're going to do this one. We're going to get a family and friend discount on this.
There you go.
Whatever we got. Don't tell me that's the video I seen of you building that porch. Don't tell me that's the video I seen of you building that porch. That porch.
All right. All right. That's it. That's it for my reaction to that IAG Farms video about addressing the siding on Emma. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please continue to chop it up in the comments. Coach Tim, please bring a few of your heaviest of supporters, along with a few of your burner accounts. I expect to see you clear and present in the comments. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.